I think my husband is having an affair with my sister. I, 29F, and my husband, 32M, Joel, have been married for 6 years. We were together for 3 before that. We don't have any children, but I'd say for the most part we have had a healthy relationship. Me and my sister, Amy, have never been that close. I have tried many times in the past few years to get closer and form a relationship with her, but she always seems distant. I first noticed the longing looks between them a few years ago. I never thought too much of it since they were pretty good friends with similar interests. He told me he always considered her to be his own blood sister, and I thought that was good. Late November, early December, they were acting normal, no longing looks, no nothing, just normal in-laws at a family gathering. The next week I noticed they were warming up to each other. Amy was sitting closer to Joel, following him around almost, and always laughing at his jokes, which she didn't usually do. I didn't think much of it. And then I saw the physical contact. How his hand would gently guide her back whenever they moved to a different talking spot. How when they sat down his hand would go on her thigh. How her body would always be in his direction, facing towards him. The next week they acted as if neither of them existed. When I tried to talk to her she wouldn't be able to look me in the eye, would use any excuse to get away from me. Her and Joel would always be at opposite ends of the. We haven't had sex in a month. He started refusing to see our therapist, saying we didn't need to. I was lost. Christmas was when I hit my breaking point. They were acting like everything was normal again, with a few guilty looks between them. I did all I could to ignore it. I have a history of overthinking and I genuinely thought I was just being crazy. She left the gathering pretty early, claiming she didn't feel good. Joel was obsessively checking his phone for the rest of the night and he was obviously very worried. When we got home he said he was going to go shower. I saw that he left his phone on the couch. I couldn't restrain myself and I went through it. I didn't find anything until I opened Snapchat. I thought it was weird for someone our age to have that app, so my curiosity spiked. I saw her icon that mildly looked like her and her name Amy. Next to it, my stomach dropped and I opened the chat and she had only sent one message. All it said was at the hospital, going to get results soon. I'll update you when I can. I miss you. I'm still confused and hurt. I don't know what this means. Am I a shitty wife for going behind his back? But I don't know why she was updating him or why her name has a heart next to it. Thanks for letting me vent. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Update. Hi, sorry for the wait. My husband got back from work a few hours ago. When he got back I told him everything, the body language I've noticed, the message, my suspicions. I came clean. I wanted to thank everyone for supporting me and helping me to open my eyes. I'm so grateful for the advice and support I've gotten. Have tried to post this to the other sub a few times until some people told me I can post it on my personal profile, so this was written a few hours ago. Thank you everyone for helping. Yes. My sister is pregnant with my husband's child. It doesn't feel real. I don't think it's actually sunken yet. They have been having an affair for longer than I thought even. Amy left early to go get tested. She had taken a test the week before and it was positive, but Joel wouldn't believe her until she got one done by a doctor. Joel and Amy first slept together 3 years ago. She was still with her then husband, but they were going through a tough spot in their relationship. She went to him for comfort and they slept together. My husband slept with my goddamn sister. Apparently it was only supposed to be a one-time thing, but it went on for a few months after that until Joel felt too guilty and shut it down fully. Halfway through last year the affair started up again. I guess being divorced made her miss having a husband, and my husband was the closest thing she could get to fill that hole. Me and Joel had been trying for a baby during then but with no success. He told me he was getting depressed due to that and Amy was a big support for him during that time, because God forbid you find support in the person you married. They got close again and started sleeping together again. I didn't ask to hear more. I don't think I want to know more than I already know. I would have never thought my husband would cheat. I really thought he was the exception. He was always so sweet and loving, so romantic. I feel so betrayed right now. I don't know what my plan is. My husband has a brother he isn't too close to who's a lawyer. We've always gotten along well though, so I might go to him and ask for advice. Joel begged for my forgiveness. I didn't feel much. I cried a lot and now we're on the couch together watching TV as I write this. Amy doesn't know I know. I don't think I want her to know I know until I have a plan. Joel told me he will try and push for an abortion. It's up to her ultimately I guess, but I don't think I could stand to see her have my husband's child. Thanks for letting me see I'm not crazy Reddit. Update 2. I want to thank everyone for the support I've received. Life has been insanely busy but I have some things to update on. I am 14 weeks pregnant with Joel's child. I have decided to keep the baby as I have always wanted a child of my own. The circumstances aren't great, I'm aware, but I have an amazing support system and I have enough money saved to provide for my and the baby for a while until I get a job if I end up a single parent. Me and Joel are on a temporary separation whilst I decide what would be best for baby. He has showered me with expensive gifts and money these past weeks. He's already bought half the nursery and we don't even know what gender our baby is yet. I've left all social media for the time being as Facebook got a bit too hectic for me. My sister posted lies about me and my mom wouldn't have it, and now the entire family is split between me and my sister's side and I hate it. I didn't ask for any of this. My mother disowned my sister and most of the family is fully shunning her. The only people that side with her is my aunt and uncle, my grandmother on my father's side and my little brother who has always been close with her, and my MIL is trying to make us reconcile as we are both carrying her grandchildren. Amy hasn't even tried to apologize to me. She's pregnant with twins and her kids are confused as hell. My mom told me when she picked them up from school the other day they were talking about how exciting it'll be for daddy to live with them again, so she hasn't even told the truth to her kids and ex-husband LMFAO. I have looked into divorce. I've tried talking to Joel about the divorce. He's made all sorts of promises, claimed we don't even need to act like a couple anymore, that I could sleep with whoever I wanted. He offered to buy me an apartment so I could have my own space. He's pulling out all the stops and I don't have any qualifications to get a good job to support me and baby. I've always relied on my husband to support me, and while I do have savings I don't have enough to ever be able to not worry about money in the future. I need my baby to grow up in a stable environment and I'm not sure I can give that to them by my own. They would have a good life with Joel and then would return to me where I wouldn't even be able to compare. I have zero right to anything of Joel's. He owns all his properties and I'm not entitled to any life-changing amount of money. I'm not sure what to do. I'm currently staying at my parents' house until I make a decision. I'm sorry it took so long to post an update. Everyone has been so kind to me and I would still be with Joel if it wasn't for you all. Thank you. Red Heart. Update 3. I'm pregnant with my husband's child while my sister is also pregnant with my husband's children. About 2 months ago I discovered my husband had been cheating on me with me sister. He told me they were pregnant with twins and begged for my forgiveness. He spoiled me with gifts. He offered to buy me an apartment, a new car, whatever I wanted. He said if she goes through with the pregnancy that he will have no part in it, that he would only be a father to the child I mother. Up until last month I was ready to divorce him. I was ready to start a new life without him and my sister in it. I thought my missed periods were just due to stress until I felt my period symptoms but with no period in sight, so I took a pregnancy test. When I told him, he was ecstatic. He said it was a fresh start for us, that we can move on and focus on our child. He's already bought most of the stuff we need for the nursery. He's been looking at doulas and midwives in case I want a natural home birth, and different hospitals in and out of state, seeing which one would be best for me if I decide not to. I can't afford a child on my own. He's been there for me financially since I was 20. I've never had to struggle on my own. I never went to college because I would never need to work with him in my life. I didn't even consider the possibility of him not in my life because I was so stupidly in love and arrogant. I got everything I wanted. I had a perfect family and a perfect husband, a perfect house, a perfect life. We had fertility issues and trying to conceive was a struggle. My pregnancy was supposed to be a blessing, but instead I'm wondering why now, why after all this? I've yearned for this for years and now it's happening and I don't even know how I'm going to be able to put a roof over my baby's head if I leave him. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Edit. My pregnancy is high risk. I'll need lots of medical support during and after birth and neither me or my parents can afford that. Abortion is also illegal in my state. I'm aware there are ways, but to me it's not worth it, so if everyone could stop telling me to just get an abortion and leave, I would appreciate that. Joel's only promising me things on the terms I don't divorce him, so legally I'm not sure if I can take the apartment and medical care he's offered and divorce him. I have a meeting with a lawyer tomorrow to get a better understanding of what I can and can't do. I'm 14 weeks along. I definitely would not be able to get a divorce before my birth and I don't want to be in between places with a newborn whilst recovering from birth. Joel, my husband, is 32, I'm 29, Amy, my sister, is 35. Hope that helps everyone understand my position and that my situation isn't as easy as just cut contact with him. Thanks. Edit 2. My friend sent me a TikTok post with a voiceover of my post and I'm realizing this is getting out of hand. So here's my plan so people stop calling me derogatory terms for not divorcing him immediately. I am planning to divorce him, but my pregnancy is very high risk. I will need lots of extra medical support with this pregnancy and that is something I just cannot afford by myself at this stage of my pregnancy. Joel is willing to pay all my bills, but only if I stay with him. I want to wait until I'm more stable before I initiate anything. I'll get a job once I've recovered from my birth and after I've saved enough for an apartment in my own name. I refuse to let him buy me an apartment. I don't want him to have anything to hold over my head, and then I want to divorce. I'll likely get good support for me and my baby. I've been looking into financial abuse. I think that is the situation I am in. I am not in love with my husband. I am not staying with him thinking we can recover from this. I am staying for now because I can't afford to not have his financial support. As for my sister, I haven't talked to her since everything went down and I never plan to again. I'm not sure if her ex-husband knows the situation and am not sure how to contact him to make sure he does know. He is a great person and I hope he isn't going to get mixed up into this mess. I feel bad for the twins too. It wasn't my decision to make Joel no contact with them. I tried to urge him out of it telling him it's cruel but he kept saying that he would only father a child I bore. I really did try to make him see how cruel it was but he started to scare me so I stopped trying to convince him. It's completely out of my control. As much as I hate him and my sister I know it's not their fault. I love my niece and nephew and I'm sure I'd love the twins just as much. I'm sad I won't be able to see them but that's just the way things go. If you think I'm a bad person for using Joel to my financial advantage I really don't care and I've already heard all the insults and names. Do not waste your energy calling me them. He shouldn't have fucked my sister for 3 years on and off. Woman shrugging. That's all for now. I'll update if anything comes up. Thank you for all the good advice I've received. Edit 3. A person on here brought a post to my attention that could very well be my husband? I am not sure if it is him. It could be a friend of ours but it is not a troll. They know my name, my husband's name and my sister's name. I've been staying with my parents with the past 2 nights so I have not been able to talk to him besides texting or calling. I will try and confront him as soon as my dad gets back with the car. Edit 4. It's been deleted. My dad still isn't back and I need a nap. I will post an update tomorrow after I talk to him. Update 4. Joel did post about his side to Reddit. I went over his house this morning to talk but he had to get to work. He got home 1 hour ago and I've since talked to him. He said he thinks he's getting treated unfairly so he made a post. Luckily it got taken down by the mods for sharing personal information before many people saw it. I feel violated to have him talk about his affair so publicly. He didn't even bother to use fake names and now whoever saw that post knows my true name. He let me read the original post he wrote. He had to shorten it by a lot for Reddit apparently but he explained to me the reason why he doesn't believe he is the father of Amy's children and that's why he doesn't plan to be a father. It does make sense, and I feel kind of silly for not seeing that before but I guess I was so wrapped up in everything. We've decided to start a plan for divorce. As I said we won't be able to finalize one before I give birth so we plan to wait a bit so we don't have to deal with the stress with a newborn. For now he's offered to rent me an apartment for the time being, but says I'm always welcome and our house will always belong to me just as much as it does to him. Baby is doing well, no kicking or anything but I'm excited to experience that for the first time soon. Pleading face. Joel has told Amy to get a paternity test and that he won't agree to anything until he has proof he's the father. I won't be able to reply much the next few days. I want to sort everything out but thank you to everyone for all the support and love. 2 hearts. Update 5. I wanted to see the gender as early as possible and took a blood test to see the gender of baby 2 weeks ago. Yesterday I got the results. I had a small picnic with my parents, brother, friends and best friend and my best friend took the results and baked a cake for us all with the gender or the baby as the color of the cake. It was a beautiful gathering and stress-free. My parents took the responsibility of telling Joel and I've been staying with my best friend the past 2 weeks now and it has been such a breath of fresh air. Thank you all for your support and am open to any questions. I'll keep updating my Reddit friends. Red heart smiling face. Edit. Forgot to add that my sister took a paternity test 3 days ago. Results will come any day now but it seems Joel convinced her to take one. Trying to distance myself from them though. Update 6. He is not the father. My husband had an affair with my sister and she got pregnant. A few weeks ago he told her to get a paternity test and he is not the father. I can relax now. Edit. Sorry for such a short post with no context. I just don't want my child having to be in that situation. Yes, we are getting a divorce and I've been staying with a friend for the past 2 weeks. I was very tired when I wrote this and I realize I should have done a small TLDR of my situation. Basically, my husband has been having an affair with my sister for a few years. I found out mid-January. My sister claimed to be pregnant with his children, and not long after that I discovered I was pregnant myself. I have cut contact with both of them and this has been a long tedious journey, but my family supports me and I have some amazing friends too. I am divorcing him. Sorting everything out right now, but I won't be waiting until after my birth. For any medical funds he won't pay I will use my savings, and my parents and roommate/friend have offered to chip in as well. I do not talk to my sister anymore and I only talk to him to update him on my baby. That is all.